I'm a dad. I'm a dad. D-A-D-D-Y. 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 I'm a dad. Dad. I'm a dad. D-A-D-D-Y. 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 I'm a dad. All right.
Welcome back again.
And we are back again.
Another episode of Papa Bear Podcast talking about our dad journeys.
Episode 4.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to give you our experiences. By no means, no qualified advice, but we'll tell you how we do it.
Yeah.
See if you can relate.
Yeah.
All right. Today's topic, as you saw, dads do it best. So tell them what that all entails when we say dads do it best.
Well, every dad is good at something, right?
Yep.
If you're struggling to find something, just think about it. There's something that you're good at, specifically for dads. So we're going to talk about dad's strengths
Okay.
and a couple of dad weaknesses that we can work on, and maybe you guys can relate to those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to start us off, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, no, I'll start. So when I think of strengths of things I do well in the realm of fatherhood,
Beyond the muscles, right?
beyond the physical part of
Yes.
it, and I think we both relate to this is being the fun person,
Oh, yes.
right? The one that they're going to play with, right? If you have a kid, one, obviously they need a playing partner, but even having multiple, they still want somebody involved,
Yes.
adult-wise.
Always.
So you have to be willing to take on that task of being able to jump in there and be a part of whatever it is they're doing.
Oh, yeah. And some of the things they do are crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and you got to do it. So what's some of the things that you have to do that?
Oh my gosh. All right. So I will tell you right now that my house has a basement with steps in it, and we have built a slide down that basement for the past 3 or 4 days. And so we go down the slide and we play in the basement. And last night it was aliens were invading the house, and we had to blow up the top floor
Yep.
with a bomb so that we could use the escape pod, which was in the basement, to get out of the house because we couldn't fight the aliens. They were too strong. All the while we were also fighting each other because wrestling is a thing in my house. We do that all the time.
Yep.
So there's just like the crazy, as far out as you can get your imagination to go. Stretch it to the limits.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And to your point, I know you can relate to this, and you might be able to relate to this as well. When playing with your kids, especially play fighting, the more damage you take, the funner they will have.
Oh, yes.
If you are willing to go off the top rope and bust your ass.
Yep. If your shoulder somehow gets messed up doing trampoline exercises.
Yeah, but also at work.
Yep. But you're doing it right.
Yep.
You're doing it right.
Yeah, but the more damage you take, the funner they will have.
Oh, yeah.
So do not be afraid to get dirty with them.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've
really sell it.
Yeah, sell it. I've got a video of me when we built a snowman and they wanted me to tackle it, and
Oh, yeah?
yeah, spirited, got
That's
hurt.
a good one.
But the damage definitely
Oh, yeah.
ups the experience.
My son will constantly use the force to throw me into walls.
Yeah, at the most inconvenient time.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, Dad, you're cooking dinner. Hit the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, what's that in your hands?
Yeah. Nothing.
Never mind.
Nothing.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so you just got to be willing to just immediately jump in.
Yeah, but absolutely, I agree. Imagination from the dad playing with the kids is definitely a strength for both of us.
Yes, absolutely.
Another one I would say is a strength for us, or me specifically, you can tell me if you relate, is cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Dad does it best in the kitchen, not going to lie.
I'm the only one who cooks in our house, so it is great. And, you know, this is a good thing. This is a good chance for you to bond with your kids. Cooking is something that kids can do, and it helps them, you know, bring them into the kitchen, teaches them something maybe. But really, it's a good bonding thing for them. My son loves to help me, like, throw the vegetables on the thing and watch them sizzle. Like, he's doing great.
If you want to go to expert fun with your cooking in the kitchen, let them crack an egg.
Oh, yes. Yeah, and have a couple extra for when that shell inevitably gets into the bowl. But like,
you're going to eat some shell.
Yeah.
It's the experience.
Yeah,
just
it won't kill you.
delicious.
Great job.
Yep.
Great job.
But the egg, for whatever reason, they are drawn to that egg.
He loves it.
Just let them crack it. So kitchen duty, man, that is another good one for dads.
Yeah.
Another one, a strength for a dad, for me as well, is calm under pressure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When the house is on fire, somebody has to be able to tell you it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Or put it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether that, putting shameless plug. Love it. Love it. Love it. Call your local fire department.
Yeah.
Whether it's the laundry hasn't been done this week or, we got 6 different places we need to go today.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be the person who's going to tell you that it's going to be okay. And then there's somebody who's got to be like, we got to get this done. Right. So I think my strength is being the person who's like, it's okay. Yeah. We'll get it done. And if we don't get it done, laundry's not going to burn the house down.
There's tomorrow. Yeah. And you show strength in different ways. I mean, like even your kids, like storms, right?
Yeah.
Kids hate storms. You just putting that smiling face on and show them that even that little bitty gesture, right, that's the strength they see. That's what they like to know, that you got that backbone. And it works well for mom too, right? Like you're saying, if the pressure's on or whatever the case is at home, if there's a financial thing or something like that, right? You portray that calm strength. It makes them believe everything's going to be okay, even if it's not.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. But eventually it works out.
Yeah.
It always works out. But that's kind of a dad duty, right?
That is a good point.
Yeah, yeah. Shoulder the load. It'll work itself out.
Yeah. Show them that it's okay to be okay. Like to be calm. You can be calm. Things are okay.
Yeah. Pressure makes diamonds.
I love that.
Yeah.
One for me. And I know that we disagree on this one. Not disagree, but like we have different strengths. I am the patient one in our family.
Okay.
If one of our kids has been yelling for 20 minutes about something, or he's just adamant that he has to go to the playground right now, I am the one who can move past that. I don't have to lose my cool.
Sure.
I can do that all day, every day. And that might be just virtue of my journey as a person. Like I've spent a lot of time around kids. I'm used to them yelling at me and feeling like it has to be done right now. So I have a very high tolerance for people who are like a little over panicked. And that goes to like the calm on top kind of thing.
Sure.
Calm under pressure.
Right. No, that's good. No, absolutely. And we'll definitely get into a little bit more than that too. Because you're right. That is not a strength for me. But I think one of the last things I want to touch on when it comes to strengths for myself is, and for a little bit different reason, is discipline. Yeah. So, dad, you're going to be the disciplinary. In 99% of situations, dad's a disciplinary, right? If you have kids, if you're expecting, you should know that they look at you different than mom, right? Mom's lovable. Mom can't do anything wrong. Mom is the cuddle machine. She's going to get all the hugs and cuddles
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Mom can't do anything wrong. And for mom, that's an important image. I think they need it. They love it. I mean, they're women, obviously. Those kind of things, matter to them. But there needs to be order in the household. So that falls on dad. And it can be uncomfortable having to discipline your kids.
Yes.
Because who doesn't also want that love, admiration, things like that?
Yeah, you should get it from all sides, they feel like.
Yeah, and you don't want to see your kid cry, and especially if you have to.
Especially if you're the one who has to.
If you got to make the discipline happen or whatever. If you got to smack the hand or time out, whatever, and you see that lip puckering, and you just want to be like, give me a hug, but you got to stand firm.
Yes.
It sucks. It does suck at times.
It does suck.
And I've done it for a long time now. I promise you, they will still love you after it. But you have to do it, because when you're not around, the foundation you set is going to be the blueprint moving forward.
Oh, that's good.
So
I like that.
when you're not around, all mom can rely on is what you put down.
Yep.
And if you've been in a situation, I know my wife will say it 100 times over, do I need to call dad?
Oh, yes.
That usually fixes
my wife's
things.
favorite thing to say.
Oh man, that'll shut things up for at least 30 minutes.
Yep. It's actually happened a couple of times too, where I've been doing something, I get a phone call, he's like, your son's not doing something.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, and you just put them on the phone, you'll hear the demeanor change instantly.
Yep.
Instantly. And but again, the earlier and more often you do it, the easier it gets.
Yes.
Then the little things you have to, you don't have to correct as much. Then it becomes, just to talk in, or maybe even just to look, right?
Yeah. Just the
certain
thread
faces,
of that process.
Certain faces, I'll show you mine. Like,
oh, that's terrifying.
That usually,
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
I'm not gonna do it again. I don't want to lose any viewers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But that usually gets things back in order.
Yeah.
But understand it's not comfortable, because early on it feels like you're hurting their feelings and you don't want to. but necessary.
Yeah, I consider myself, I'm not the primary disciplinarian in the sense that like I'm not the one who's going to tell you no, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person that you call when you said no and it didn't work. Like the last line of defense.
Sure.
Like, do you need the nuclear option? Then you will call me.
Right.
Because when it happens that I need to say no, that's never going to change.
Right.
There can be no wiggle room. That's just the way it is.
Right.
So I agree. Dads typically have to be that person because for whatever reason, kids see their moms and they think sunshine and bubbles.
Yeah.
And they see dad and they're like, the mountains of Mordor, you can't climb up there. It's dangerous.
Yeah. And for the fair sake of the kids' argument, they did watch dad kill 1,300 aliens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they know he means business.
Do you want to get on my bad side?
Yeah,
No,
they know
I
he means
so.
business.
Yeah.
So
that's very fair.
Yeah. I've survived 6 frog splashes in a row on a trampoline. So I mean business.
You're basically invincible.
Invincible.
Yeah.
So.
No, that makes perfect sense.
No, that's good. So I think we agree on a lot of those things of what we think we do well.
Yeah. If you guys have strengths that you think would fall under that category, let us know.
Yeah. So that's enough on tooting the old horn. Let's go ahead and
let's turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get real about what we're not so good
at.
yes.
So these are hard for me to admit. Weaknesses are hard for me because I'm just not the person who tells other people. I keep them inside.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll start with an easy one. I am not an organized person.
Okay.
I have always been messy. My entire life I've always been messy. And that is not good when children are inherently messy. They don't put their clothes away. They don't care if their toys are out. Like your house is a mess. You have to be organized to be a parent. Like you have to have some part of your life together. And I, for whatever reason, cannot do it unless it's like, we need to be out the house in 5 minutes. And I can be like, I find my keys, my wallet, my phone and grab everything and go. I've just never been an organized person. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, parenting is chaos. Yeah. So at some point, someone's got to be able to line stuff up. And admittedly, I'm not the greatest. I think my wife and I kind of meet in the middle on that. Yeah. I don't think one's too much better than the other on it. But for me, a weakness for sure, it's one that was a strength for you, is patience. It fluctuates.
It's hard.
It fluctuates.
Kids know how to pick it out when you're not there. Like when you're weak.
Yeah. And with, the way I work and whatnot, I'm gone 24 hours at a time, sometimes 48, just depending. And there's days you just want to sleep and you just do not want to deal with BS. And maybe they don't really notice the BS meter. Or if they do and they just don't care. So that's definitely something to work on, is the patience, right? Things I usually don't get mad at might be hair trigger that day. It really it fluctuates. So trying to find a consistent median in that sense of tolerance with the kids would be ideal.
I get that.
But that's definitely one that I struggle with.
And you definitely have, that's a very good reason. 24 hours at a job where you are technically on call the entire time for a life-threatening thing, potentially. Like, I'm not saying that everybody's dying all the time, but like, you never know what that call is going to be.
Yeah.
That will wear you out. And then to come home and be like, no, I don't get to do what I would planned on doing. Yeah. I have to deal with this kid, can definitely create that hair trigger. I agree.
Yeah.
What's something else that I need to work on? I had one and then I fell into your patience one and I lost my other weaknesses.
How about this one for you then? Tell me about this one. With the patience, how do you feel like your communication is with the kids?
I think they are intrinsically linked. So if I have a lot of patience, I have the time to spell out in a way that my son will understand the things that need to get done. Yeah. If I am in a hurry and my patience is thin, it's like, dude, I don't have time to tell you why you need to put your shoes on. You just need to do it.
Right.
He's like, but I don't want to wear socks. I was like, just put your socks on, man.
Right.
That. I think they're linked, right?
Absolutely. So that's a good point. So my question is, with that example for me is communication, right? They'll tell my wife things they don't tell me.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm like, why can't you tell me that? Or why didn't you tell me?
Because you'll get mad.
Right.
Because you ever got that answer?
Yeah. Or it's like, maybe, I don't know if the word they didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, but why can't you talk to dad? I'm fun, right? We jump, play, fight all day. We do everything with dad. But when it comes to maybe them opening up about certain things, they don't feel as comfortable. And I think it might, like you were saying, it's linked to the patience, right? Maybe they don't know what they're going to get that day or what. But that's something for me. I'm like, gosh, I don't know what it is necessarily I've done wrong for them not to trust me in that part of it. But I used to have to hear from mom like, oh, this happened at school or
Oh, yeah.
yada yada yada, and it's like, why won't they just tell me? So figuring out that communication, which I have yet to do. So you figured it out. Please leave it in the comments.
Hints, please, God.
Yeah, but
read the cheat codes.
yes, but that for me is definitely a
I think,
weakness.
I think that's a good point. Like to find out something that you thought they could have told you from your wife is, I'm not going to say emasculating. Like it's not taking away from you being a man, but it is like your dadhood is just kind of like, like why couldn't you tell me? Like we're supposed to be friends.
Well, especially if it's something I feel like I should be solving that problem anyway.
Right.
You know, if it's meant for me,
yeah,
I would want it to come to me first.
Right.
So
I have the benefit of seeing my kids directly after school every day, which I know you don't have.
Sure.
Because of your job. So I'm the one who gets all of the bad news that they don't want to tell mom. So I can absolutely see from the other side how it would look if there's something that mom's supposed to fix that she didn't know about because you just didn't want to tell her because she would get mad. That's actually a thing that has been said in our house. Like, I didn't tell you because you were going to get mad. And that is not usually the case, obviously. She's not going to get mad if you tell her something like that.
Right.
And I don't know how to have that conversation yet. So
yeah,
you guys figure it out. Let us know.
One for the ages.
Let's see. I had another one. I am not great at telling people that I need help, specifically dad help. So like, for instance, I'll give you a story.
Okay.
This past weekend, my wife went on Thursday to hang out with friends all day, which was fine. Like I can handle 2 kids, even if it's a baby. Like I have established that is possible, but it is draining.
Right.
And then Friday, she went out and hung out with friends all day.
Right.
And by the end of that day, I was just done. I just wanted to go to bed and start my next day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, she called me and was like, hey, I'm a little drunk. Can you come get me? She meant packing the kids at 9:30 at night when they're supposed to be asleep and going to get her. And it all worked out and it was fine. And I wasn't angry. But at the time, I was like, I should have just told her, hey, take an Uber.
Right.
That would have caused so much less stress in my life.
Right.
But I would rather suffer through that as a dad, like, because that's my job, is to take care of my wife and my kids at the same time. And my feelings be damned. So I am absolutely god awful when it comes to being like, I'm a little overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And it's kind of a thin line, right? Because there is a level of responsibility being a dad, being a man that comes with it, right? Like you are going to shoulder the stress, right? That's part of it. And I think there's also the line where it says you're not a pussy for saying that, hey, I'm a little overwhelmed.
I need a little bit of help.
I'm a little tired, right? Right. Now this isn't saying every time something goes wrong, you know,
Like,
throwing the towel, like ringing the bell for help.
Somebody else, please God, take this.
But everybody has their limit.
Yeah.
The toughest people in the world have their limit.
Yeah.
And if you can't communicate that, or if you don't, it comes out in other ways. It's going to come out. That's the thing.
Right.
You can never, ever suppress it. So it's going to come out between you and mom, you and the kids, you and yourself, you and drinking.
None of that is going to be good.
Yeah. Whatever vice you use to counterbalance that moment of saying, hey, dad's needs a break. Yeah, dad needs a break. So yeah, that's a good point. You know, just communicating that, like understand that you are super dad, but Superman has kryptonite. Yeah. So you know,
so knowing your kryptonite is important.
Absolutely. No, that's a great
That's why
point.
we're talking about this.
Very good point. Very good point. I think the last thing for me, right? My worst weakness.
Okay.
I hate dressing kids. I hate picking out outfits. I hate trying to match clothes.
And you got 2 girls.
I got 2 girls. I hate all of it. And to be fair, I'm partially colorblind. I don't even try to match stuff anymore. If you ever seen me dress, I don't try to match myself. I hate it.
You just live.
I hate it. If mom leaves and I'm in putting them dressed, if their clothes aren't on the bed, they're getting Lord knows what.
Oh, yeah. Just
it might not
even the hamper, just throw some stuff.
It might not even be theirs. I don't care. I'm like, you should have. And then
you should have thought.
Yeah, I get the classic. What is she wearing? I'm like, whatever I grabbed. Like, where were the clothes? I had to leave. I'm like, we had to too.
Yep.
So, I hate it. I hate it. That's for me. Don't leave without an outfit picked out.
I feel that on so many levels. I'm also colorblind.
Oh.
So like, for my son, it is terrible some days. Absolutely terrible. We have started the process of like, hey, you need to dress yourself, or you're going to go out looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like that's not on purpose. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like you can see, I got two different kinds of, I think, blue
Mm-hmm.
on right now. Like, and this, like, I don't care.
Yeah, I got jorts.
Yeah. You see, like, we don't care what we look like. So, and I see myself a lot more than I see you.
Yeah.
So you need to be worrying about yourself at this point in your life.
So moms, if any of you are listening, do yourself a favor. Don't leave us in charge of the get up.
Wardrobe is terrible.
It's a fight waiting to happen that we're not going to care about. So please don't do that to us.
Question. All right. On top of this, because you have 2 girls which have beautiful long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do their hair?
I did a little bit when Bella was a baby. Her hair was probably about that long at the time.
Yeah.
This hair now, I don't mess with it.
She got so much hair.
No, I'll do some shampoo and conditioner, but
Are you in charge of what Roman does with his hair?
I'll take him to get haircuts.
Okay.
But my hair doing days are over.
Yeah, because I'm lucky if I can comb my son's hair without him crying.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that much hair. I mean, he's regular old haircut. So don't put us in charge of the fashion. It's a bad idea.
No, if you want them to look good, that's on you.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Comments, success. What you always do it better than me.
That's all right.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, please share your thoughts,
suggestions.
You got stories you match with, anything you agree with, disagree with, leave in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Any suggestions for the future, please leave it down below.
Always.
Other than that, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Great job.
All right.